See him a beast when he hear that sound like yeah, beat on the beat when he hear that sound like woo. Yeah, bitch on the champ, only me one round like yeah, me, I'm a G-Ring.
Fighting at CFFC 114 on November 10th. Please welcome the Blue King himself, Mr. Robert Hale. Robert, my man, how you doing? Thank you so much.
I'm doing good. Just getting ready for my second appearance on UFC Fight Pass. Going to make a big statement. I'm really glad CFFC y'all finally reach out to me. I'm happy. I'm ready to show out and make a big statement.
I was going to say, this is your first CFFC fight, correct?
Yes, this will be my CFFC debut.
Are you excited to fight for that promotion? I mean, it's got a lot of attention. UFC Fight Pass, Mr. John Morgan announcing, big show.
Yeah, it's a huge platform. I've been really looking at it since, just the titles, just the competition, just the exposure that you can get is just, that stuff is just exciting in itself.
Is the CFFC middleweight champion, is that Donovan Beard right now? Do you know who that is?
I believe it is Donovan Beard, the same dude who fought Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it is.
I just interviewed Donovan. He's a good dude, but I'd love to see that fight someday. You two throw down. That'd be a good one. So I'm already matchmaking, but did CFFC give you a contract? Just a one fight deal? What's the deal there?
It's just a one fight deal. Just this, I guess, honestly, it might be how I put it, it's my tryout for them.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, man, I think it's going to go your way. Don't worry about that. Tampa Bay, not too far from your hometown. I mean, I don't actually know how far that is. I know Florida's your neighboring state, but
yeah, neighboring state. It's still gonna be a 6 hours. I'm driving there. It's gonna be a 6 hour drive, which ain't no problem. So,
you bring in like friends and family at all?
Yeah, I'm actually bringing I'm bringing who's taking me is one of my secondary coaches. Her name's Rika. I call her Auntie Rika. That's what I was about to say. But her name's Rika. She's gonna be taking me down there. Also, I'm gonna have Diego and Bradley Furr, Nathan Williams may show up, and actually one of your recent fighters, Shamel Finley, my little brother, he's gonna be up there. Yeah.
So you got the whole squad going. I love to hear it. It's gonna be a little hometown advantage down in Tampa.
Yeah, I would love it.
So, I mean, dude, CFFC crowds are dope too. I don't know if you've watched them before, but I've gone to the events and been covering them for a while. It's a good time. They really put on a good show. So it'll be a good time.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to add the King Hale experience to the CFFC experience.
Yes, sir. I'm excited to watch it go down. So as I mentioned, CFFC 114, you are taking on Hugh Pulley. What are your thoughts on Hugh as an opponent? You've been watching tape at all? How you been preparing?
When they first offered me Hugh Pulley, I already knew who it was from the jump. He fought DeMarquez Jackson for LFA. I believe it was 71. I believe it was one of them. But he fought DeMarquez in one split decision. So I already knew once they offered me, I knew who he was.
Sure.
Just because we fought on the show together. But other than that he's just a gritty person. That's all that when I watched him, that's what I took from him. He's gonna fight me. It's gonna be a fight with him, which is cool because I'm all for it. But when it comes to King Hale, I'm a different experience.
Yes, sir. And I was looking at both your guys' resumes before this interview. You I have heard of before. I knew who Robert Hale was, obviously. Hugh Pulley I wasn't very familiar with. He has a very tough strength of schedule too. I wasn't aware, fighting Jakar Close, other UFC guys. But your opponent's combined records throughout your career, get this, 140, 65, and 1.
Wait, say it again?
140, 65, and 1. That's your opponent's combined record throughout your career. Yeah, man. So you have a tough schedule too. I was just going to ask, what is that experience like? How is that going to help you in this fight?
Man, honestly, when I was fighting, when I first started, just man, I wanted to fight the toughest. I didn't want no shortcuts. I didn't want how other fighters do. They cherry pick their fights.
Sure.
And they're when they get the call, the record looks good, but then when they get in there, they have nothing to show for it. So I always wanted to go the longer route, the harder route, because once I get there, I want to be ready. I want to let people know that I fought the toughest of the toughest, and I fought tough opponents. Like, and that this ain't nothing new to me. Like, I'm not new to this type of situation. Right. So,
I mean, and your record, or your opponent's record, obviously proves that correct. 140 wins. I mean, that's crazy, man. You're beating them all up, so it's good to hear. Let me just ask you straight up: do you have a prediction going into this fight, or do you not fight like that?
No, no. Regardless, win or lose or draw, I always have a prediction. Yeah. I see me and Hugh going in there. I don't see it being like a big. I don't see it being like a big fill out process like that. I feel like we're gonna get to it, but I really see me getting him out of there in the second round, early in the second round. So regardless of if he agrees with me or not, or his fans agree with me or not, it's gonna happen. So regardless.
Love it, man. Love it. Mystic Robert, we'll call you Mystic Robert.
Yeah.
So did you spend camp preparing for this fight at X3 Sports?
Not this camp. Okay. This camp, it was more ATT. I've been really
ATT Atlanta.
ATT Lima.
Okay.
Yes, sir. ATT Lima and Gwinnett. Diego. Like I said, Bradley Fur. Those guys have been they've been the eye that I've been needing. And of course, the guys there I train with, I spar with, they've been helping me out. I've been doing a little stuff at X3 as far as I have because I train a lot. So I know certain times I can't make it to ATT, like in the mornings. I train at X3 in the morning, or I just do something just to keep it going. Like when people think I'm just because I'm not at the big gym, the ATT, I'm not at practice, I'm always doing something. That's what if anything you would need to know about me is I'm always working, I'm always training, I'm always making sure I'm better, because I have to, because everybody that was before me who's been doing mixed martial arts before me, they're always growing. So I need to catch up, and I always have that in my mind that I need to catch up.
Well, and I mean, American Top Team is obviously one of the biggest gyms in the country, but X3 is still a fantastic gym, especially if you compare it to most places around me in middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. Yeah. So
yeah, most definitely. Yes, the facility's good, and but yeah, ATT's facility is great. They have what what X3 can't provide for me, which is the cage and of course the sparring partners and the coaching. So I really appreciate them for having an open arm and just taking me in.
Well, it's good that you're getting a variety of camps anyways. I mean, that's where fighters find the most success, it seems.
Yeah.
So let's look forward a little bit to the future, if you don't mind. You get the big W on November 10th, right? CFFC obviously is like, hey, man, you did it. You want this contract. What are your thoughts? Are you going to maybe take a contract with CFFC? Would you look to go promotion shopping? Maybe I don't know, UFC, Bellator 1. There's so many out there, obviously.
So if they were to do that, I would definitely have to think on it, because you never know. Honestly, say my shot coming soon, so the UFC might be like, hey, that night, or because that night I'm gonna do something spectacular. It's no ifs and buts about it. I'm gonna definitely do something spectacular where it's gonna be talked about in the CFFC history, and everybody's gonna be looking at me. So I think I'm gonna do some promotion shopping. Not even, no disrespect to them. I'm just gonna see what happens with my card. What happens with my cards?
Yeah, man. Test that free agency market, dude. You don't get to do that every day, so enjoy it.
You don't. You really don't.
Enjoy them rich guys saying, "Hey, man, no, come to me. Come to me." Take advantage of it, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let me ask you, what's your perfect dream career scenario? What's your end career goal if everything goes your way?
Everything goes my way, 100%. I'll be a UFC Hall of Famer. I'll be iconic in my city. I'll be iconic in the UFC. I have broken some records. Try to break the top records in the UFC. Though that's a perfect thing, but just even if a little drawback happens, I still want to be a UFC Hall of Famer. Still want to be an iconic figure, someone that no matter what, they're like, oh, I want to be like him, more like a Muhammad Ali figure. because I always say I'm this generation's Ali. So that's one of the biggest figures. I want to be more like Muhammad Ali.
I love that, man. And MMA could use a Muhammad Ali. So
yeah, I trust me. I know he coming. I'm telling you, he coming.
November 10th is just the little trickle of a beginning, my friend. Don't you worry
yes,
about
sir.
that.
Sir.
So, UFC Vegas 63 is coming up this weekend. I'm not sure if are you an MMA fan? Do you watch UFC and all that?
Love it. I stopped watching. It's crazy. I used to be a NFL, NBA. I used to watch NBA and all that stuff. I don't even watch football or NBA like that no more because I'm so in tune with mixed martial arts.
That's kind of how I am too, man. When you get really into it, like it's not just UFC Saturdays. There's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday night, Wednesday night.
Every day.
Wife hates it, but every day. So anyways, UFC Vegas 63. Question, because I interviewed someone you fought before who was fighting on the card, Tresean Gore. You fought him all the way back in 2016, split decision, close fight. He fights this weekend. I just wanted to ask, one, what are your thoughts on his fight against Josh Fremd? And two, would you be interested in running that one back someday?
So it's so funny that you said that. We are actually training partners now.
Okay, he said he was at ATT.
Yeah, so he's at ATT Lima with me, and well, I'm at ATT Lima. I'm sorry, I'm at ATT Lima with him because he was there before me. So, but yeah, we fought in our amateur years. It was a long time. As soon as after we fought, it was so funny. After we fought, I was like, we was supposed to fight one more time. Unfortunate situation happened with Tresean, and that was the end of that. We kind of went our separate ways career wise. And then he fought up. He fights at 85 now. I fight at 70. So we like later on, like it really happened like in the middle of this year, like in like August. I made the transition to ATT, and from there we've been training. We've been really training together. Been talking all this stuff. Tresean's a great person. What I see happening this weekend, he's definitely going to go out here and smoke this dude, man. Tresean is just he's special, man. Like it's a lot of special dudes in the gym, man. But I'm usually good with when it comes to picking a character, and he kind of reminds me of myself, and I'm special myself, and he's just good. It's just he's just good. All he got to do is just trust himself and pull the trigger, and he gonna dominate this fight.
Yeah, man, I love Tresean. Very, very humble guy who's been through a lot, and he spent some time at Fortis MMA too over in Dallas this camp. I think we're gonna see a different animal out of Tresean on Saturday, man. Yeah. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that animal that's gonna come out. Like it's really good. Like a lot of people don't see it. Yeah, he's like in the gym. He's an animal.
I mean, it was hard to get that side out of him in the interview because he's super humble, like I said. But the best way I can put it is you couldn't pay me enough money to lock myself in an octagon with him, or pretty much any fighter. But
yeah, he's a dope person. Yeah, he's dope, man.
Good stuff, man. Well, good luck, Tresean, come Saturday night. But Robert, talking about you now, I don't really even need to tell you this. This is more for the people watching who don't fight, who don't train. Fighting, even training and just combat sports in general, very, very challenging career, right? Physically, mentally, you guys have the highest of the highs. You guys have the lowest of the lows. When you're experiencing those lows, whether it's after a loss, whether it's after a tough day at training camp, whether it's just late at night in bed, doubting yourself type of stuff, how do you get through that? Like, what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated and inspired?
My family keeps me. It's so funny that you said that. When it comes to my mental, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I'm one of the top ones that got the strongest mental in this one. Because when I look at it, it's not like, yeah, it's a lot of pressure because I'm finna go in there and lock the cage with another grown man. But in the end of the day, this is a sport. We're trying to do harm to each other, but in the end of the day, I ain't trying to kill nobody.
Sure, right.
Try to kill him, but I am, I'm trying to win by all means necessary. And but what gets me through every day is my family. You know, my daughter, I got her, my wife. She helps me throughout every, like, I just want her to live a life where she can just wake up and not have to go to work, you know. And my parents, one day I'm gonna do something for my parents. Like, I don't know what it is, but one day I'm just gonna do something real special for them having to deal with me. So I'm gonna do something special for them. So, you know, my family keeps me motivated and keeps me driving, keeps the fire going. And also me just wanting to be the greatest, be the best. Like, I love my job. My job is a professional mixed martial artist. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like, if I knew about it while I was in high school, I would have did that over football or anything else.
Yeah. That was kind of how I was too with MMA. You know, I got into this in my early 20s, and it's like, why didn't I know about this when I was like 14, man?
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, it don't matter. You're only 30. You're young. You're proving them wrong anyways. And you got a big fight in your hand and a big career ahead of you. But Robert, we've been talking fights for 20 minutes now. Enough of that for a minute. Let me just ask about Robert Hale, King Hale, the person. When you're not training, when you're not fighting, when you're not in the octagon, if that is ever a time in your life, what are you doing? Do you have any like hobbies, interests? How do you spend your free time?
Let me see. Oh yeah, I got a lot of hobbies. You know, I'm starting to pick up on like reading. Actually, I want to keep my brain stimulated. I play the game a lot, a shit ton, a lot.
What games?
2K. It's so funny. I don't watch NBA, but I'm playing 2K most of the time.
2K's
I like RPG games, Final Fantasy. I like games with stories, and I'm also watching a lot of anime.
Anime. Let me ask you.
Anime probably takes maybe like 40-50% of the day.
Damn. So have you watched Primal?
What's it called?
Primal. It's on Adult Swim. It's the
same.
Yeah,
you talking with the caveman, right?
Yes. Yes. Dude, that's like one of my favorite shows ever. I'm trying to get everybody on that wave.
It's a badass cartoon, man. That's when he made friends with the dinosaur. Yeah, that's a badass cartoon.
Season 2 just finished up, so if you haven't watched that yet, go watch it.
Oh, it has. Oh
yeah.
Yes. Thank you for telling me that.
So good, man. So good. I'm glad you watched that though, because I ask everybody that, and they're like, "What's Primal? I never heard of that." And then I'm like, "T-Rex dinosaur." Like, nah, it's stupid. Like, no, you don't get it.
Nah, I like the first season. I like that. I like the whole idea of it.
It was good, man. Season 2 was way better. But I'm glad that you can kick back and relax, because too many fighters just say, I don't have free time. I just
they lying. They lying.
Yeah, right.
It's so crazy. Like when we get interviewed and we want to be, for some reason, and not just speaking. This is just me speaking of what I see, because what I look at other fighters' interviews. It's like the person's asking you the question because they want to know more about you. You ain't got to be hard 24/7. You
character, yeah.
Like your character, you're real. The real you wants to talk, but you want to be. You're trying to still portray a character that you didn't made up in your head, and now it's gotten to the point where you believe you are that character.
Yeah.
People get caught up in that, and I'm me 100%. I'm who I am. Me inside the cage is me outside the cage. Besides me beating up people part, but the me that you see through, like the me that you see right now is the me that you're gonna see in the ring. Like I'm happy. I'm ready. You know, of course it's a serious matter, but you know, you can't really have too much stress on you. You gotta be happy. One of my coaches a long time ago had said, once you stop, you know, we love something so much, but once you stop loving it, quit.
That's a great piece of advice that not enough people freaking follow, especially in fighting, dude. Oh, that's a hard sport to like wrap up the gloves at the end of a career, I imagine, but it's definitely a career that, like, when it's time, bro,
it's time to go. Yeah, when it's time for you to do something else, like your body will let you know, like it's time to do. Like when you can't absorb hits anymore, like when you're getting hit, when you're getting clipped by like left check hooks that are like that's barely grazing you and you falling out, it's time to cut it short.
What do you think about 47-year-old Anderson Silva taking on 25-year-old Jake Paul this weekend?
Yeah, if Jake hits Anderson Silva might go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks because Anderson Silva is like an icon. But it's not, and he might not even be doing it just for the money because they even asked him that. It's more of so of just him loving the sport of combat. Like, but yeah, if Jake Paul connects, I'm not saying Jake Paul is just gonna go out here and demolish Anderson Silva, but if he does connect with like a hit that like a Tyrone Woodley or a Ben Askren hit, yeah, we could be seeing the same thing. But if he can't hit Silva and Anderson Silva does hit Jake a lot, because I say this, the only thing that's keeping me from just saying Jake Paul is gonna obliterate Anderson Silva is I feel like Jake Paul is underestimating Anderson Silva because of his age and that he's gonna try to touch him, but Anderson Silva can still move.
Yeah. I mean,
really,
he's the best of all time, debatably, you know?
Honestly, it's all him and John Jones.
Maybe George St. Pierre.
Yeah, and GSP. It was always between them three. It's like when you have I tell everybody loves to scream this word GOAT, GOAT, GOAT. Yep. It's only one person. You can take over the GOAT spot. You can even hold on to it, but it's only one person that you can really call a GOAT. Only one. I don't really look at it as no other way.
Who's your GOAT then? John Jones?
No, if I have to say who my GOAT is, John Jones is exception. He's like really like, man, he's of course everybody's ideal fighter who 6'4", 6'5", do anything, can get himself out of any situation. But if anything, I want to say Anderson Silva is mine. Anderson Silva is my GOAT.
I kind of agree with you, which is why I so don't want this fight to happen because, dude, if Jake Paul finishes Anderson
I'm
Silva,
be mad. Emotion will show. Like, that fight for me is going to be emotional because Anderson Silva, I've been looking at Anderson Silva for a minute, and nobody wants nobody wants a figure like that to go and, like, lose to a Jake Paul who's trying to break his way into a prospect level. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's trying to make his way into a prospect. People still think he's like a YouTuber. So he's trying to break his way into that prospect level.
Maybe he gets it done, maybe he doesn't. But boy, oh boy, I hope Anderson Silva knocks his ass out.
Me too.
We'll see.
Me too.
That's Saturday night. Your fight's November 10th. A lot of action in the MMA world going our way. Robert, before we get out of here, I just want to give you the opportunity. You're going to have a lot of eyes on you in the next couple of weeks, right? New fans, you already have supporters, you have family, friends, the whole shebang. Everyone's watching you. The mic is yours. What do you have to say to everyone?
I want y'all to know November 10th, when I, King Hale, step foot in that Tampa Bay Hard Rock Casino Arena. Is that it?
That's it. You got it. That's it.
All right. Making sure when I step into the Hard Rock Casino, it's going to be, y'all all will see a different side that y'all never seen. Y'all will experience something that y'all never see. Don't worry. Don't fret. It's only the King Hale experience. That's all. And I just want to shout out, of course, my sponsor, Get Fit With It. They have my back. Walter has he saved me from not having any sponsors. So I really appreciate Get Fit With It, that they put themselves on the line and they sponsor me. And I just want to just shout them out because your boy don't have no sponsors besides them. I tell this to every podcast, every interview I done been on, and they laugh when I say this, but I don't get no sponsors.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sponsor my boy. What the hell?
Exactly. And I see people get sponsors all the time. I'm like, man, and the crazy thing is my people be like, you should advocate that more. You should be on them. I was like, I do, but it seemed like I'm raining down on other people's parades. So all I do is just clap. clap for them.
Sure.
And like I said, when my time comes, I won't need to clap. I'll just be happy.
Don't worry, bro. 13 days is your time. November 10th, ladies and gentlemen, it goes down. Robert Hale taking on Hugh Pulley at CFFC 114. Robert, Blue King Hale, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And genuinely, dude, kick this guy's ass, all right?
Thank you. I got you.
Of course, bro. When you win, we'll do it again. Yes, sir?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Anytime.